Hi, I'm Marty, and this is Pen and Trill, the channel where I talk all things reading, writing, and ractaginos. And today I'm going to talk about my top 10 male fashion crimes in Star Trek. So if that's something you're interested in, set your engines to warp and let's hit it. Now, if you've watched any incarnation of Star Trek, you know that there have been some very interesting fashion choices made over the years, some of which are just downright embarrassing. If this is how the future is going to be, I don't know that I want to live in the 24th century. Nevertheless, there are some exciting ones, and I'm going to share with you my top 10 worst Star Trek fashion choices for men from the 23rd century and beyond. And coming in at the bottom of the list at number 10, Captain Kirk from Star Trek The Motion Picture. Or should we call him Cruise Ship Director Captain Kirk? I don't know what they were thinking when they came up with this outfit. First of all, it's the short sleeves that gets me. Everybody has always worn long sleeves on the Enterprise. I just naturally assumed that the temperature is rather cold, but these short sleeves, not working. I mean, it's nice to see the biceps, but for a captain, this white tunic is not doing it for me. I think the other thing that gets me is the collar. This is not the kind of collar I expect to see in a Star Trek uniform. Now, he does benefit from leaving it open here, adding a little bit of excitement there on the bridge, but in general, I can't take this captain seriously. And there is way too much accentuation here in the chest. That shirt is so tight. It's a good thing those Star Trek badges are embroidered because otherwise that would pop off and hit Spock in the eye. I know the captain wants to stand out from everybody else, but really, he could have done a lot better than this. That being said, I think that you could probably order Romulan ale on this cruise line, even though they're illegal in the Federation. And for that, we'll put him at the bottom of this list. Next up at number 9, Khan Noonien Singh from Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. Where do I even begin? First of all, there's the leather, there's the metal, there's the Delta badge that came from where exactly? The only reason that this isn't higher on the list is because Khan can actually pull it off. The outfit itself is horrible. There is nothing attractive about this. But Khan has swagger, he has charm, he has ego, and so he's probably the only person in the Star Trek universe that can pull off whatever this is. I guess the one good thing about this outfit is that there is no question in anybody's mind. This is a villain. And whether we like it or not, this look seemed to work on his fellow enhanced humans. Then again, they were stranded on a desolate planet with no hope for survival. So I guess at that point, anything would look good. But thanks to his villainous swagger and unmatched ego, and a lot of chest exercises, Khan comes in at a solid number 9. Now I have to preface this next one by saying that this is not the character's fault. And I'm not here to make fun of children. But when your mom is a babe, you should not be dressing like this. I mean, come on, Beverly, what have you put him in? Your grandmother's curtains? This poor kid never stood a chance. Not when he's wearing outfits like this. First of all, the color doesn't suit him. Second of all, it's too big. Third, this is way too 19th century for a kid living on the Enterprise D. And Beverly wonders why he left to join a race of incorporeal beings. I would too. But Wesley's just a kid. It's not his fault that his mother dresses him in Ferengi hand-me-downs. So while we don't blame him for this hideous sweater, it does put him at number 8 on this list. Better luck next time, Wesley. Next on the list, Dr. Julian Bashir on Risa. Now, you'd think that someone who came in second in his class at Starfleet Medical would know how to dress himself. But maybe it was because of that pre-ganglionic fiber looking like a post-ganglionic nerve. Regardless, Bashir's choice of summer vacation attire is not doing it for anyone. First of all, purple and teal, not his colors. Second, are those MC Hammer pants? At least you have to give him props for blending in with the environment. Nobody on Risa dresses well. Except for Dax. But it is not a wonder to me that Lita decided to break up with him, because that outfit is an eyesore. And what is that pattern in the pants anyway? It's like Paisley meets 21 Jump Street. And while it might fly on Risa, it's definitely not earning him any points on Deep Space Nine. Actually, did it really earn him any points on Risa either? I'd say it's a good thing he has his personality going for him, but it is Bashir. And while we love him, we do not love his outfits. Especially this one. Let's keep it to the holosuites, shall we, Julian? Next on the list, Q. But Q seen from season 2 of Star Trek Picard. Because let's face it, Q is one of the best dressed people in all of Star Trek. Granted, not exactly what we think of as best dressed, but he has the best style. Q isn't afraid to wear just about anything. But this? Here's my theory. My theory is that this is not Q. This is an imposter, or an alternate universe, or some other version of Q, because our Q would never, ever dress like this. You're trying to tell me that the same entity who wore this and this, the same creature who was bold enough to look like a Dutch burgermeister and rock both eyeshadow and purple lipstick, would put himself in that? Please. The Q I know is suave, chic, and stylish. This is none of those things. This is an insult to the Q continuum. And honestly, it's an insult to my eyes. He started off so strong, and then he got put in a rain jacket? No. I refuse to accept it. But whether it is our Q on a bad day, or an alternate reality Q, or some other imposter entirely, this outfit earns him a spot at number 6. Next on the list, Neelix. Now, I know what you're thinking. Neelix? Neelix should be higher on this list. Neelix has broken every fashion faux pas there is. And you're right, you're absolutely right. Normally, I would put him higher on this list, but you have no idea what's coming. The only reason Neelix didn't get higher on this list is because, the look kind of works for him. Is it too colorful? Yes. Are there too many weird flaps? Absolutely. Is it a little too reflective? I mean, I guess if he were going jogging, then he'd be okay, but on Voyager, I'm pretty sure everybody would see him coming from a quadrant away. And Kes seemed to like it, at least for a little while. But hey, maybe it's a Delta Quadrant thing. I mean, nobody in the Delta Quadrant really dresses well, do they? Think about that Kazon hair. And the only thing worse than his outfits? His coffee. But as horrible as all of Neelix's outfits are, he does have the confidence to wear them, and he's comfortable in them. And that confidence is what earns him this spot at number 5. Number 4, space hippies. But not all space hippies. Just this guy. Just him. He's the only one. What is even going on here? I mean, aside from the fact that he ends up being partially brainwashed by some other sort of fake space hippie, there is no excuse for this outfit. There's no excuse for this outfit in the 20th century, let alone the 23rd century. But honestly, what were these people thinking? I mean, they're traveling across space. The high boots I kind of like. I kind of like that. They're green, they look like they might be suede. They look kind of cool, or groovy. But that weird blue and green swirly pattern, and the chain up the center, and is that like an egg yolk on his shoulder? I have no idea what this man is trying to say with his outfit. And it's a miracle that Spock was able to keep a straight face when he was playing with them. Of course, it doesn't help that the guy is kind of a jerk. And maybe that's why he's the worst of the space hippies, because the other outfits I can kind of dig. But what do I know? I'm just a Herbert. And at number 3 on this list, Will Riker in Angel 1. I don't even know where to start. I'm trying very hard to take this seriously. I want to hate this. I really do. I really want to dislike this. But then I remembered that this is the outfit worn by men on a planet that's dominated by women. Some of us get the joke, right? But let's talk about what's going wrong here. First of all, this fabric. It's kind of satin. It's not working. It's a little too shiny for Riker. While this might work for somebody like Khan, it's not really working for Will. I'm okay with the earring, and I think the belt adds an interesting bit of pizzazz. But then we get to the the lower section of the outfit, and well, let's start with the obvious. Is that a tricorder in your pocket, or are you just excited to see me? I'm really curious about these black straps that wrap around the legs. Are they decorative? Do they serve some other subtle purpose? Look, it has pockets. That's great, you know, we love pockets in our outfits. But again with the purple and teal, what is it with purple and teal? This looks like something he should be wearing to Risa with Bashir. Maybe together Bashir and Riker could have found Jamaharan. Because in that outfit, he's not gonna get much else. And coming in strong at number 2, the Edo from The Next Generation. I don't know what Tasha Yar and Deanna Troi are thinking here, but I'm thinking the same thing. Why? Just why? These outfits don't work on anyone in this society. Not the men, not the women, not anyone. In fact, I'm pretty sure that these outfits qualify you for an automatic ban from Federation admittance. Because those are just bad. I actually kind of feel sorry for these people. They don't really know any better. And no one from the Enterprise really helped. But maybe it's best if we just let this planet be and move on to our next destination. Because there really isn't much to say here except, ugh. And we're down to the number 1 spot, the worst male fashion crime in all of Star Trek. And before I tell you who it is, I want to preface this by saying that the reason this one ended up at number 1 is not because it's just a male fashion crime, but because it's a crime against women's fashion. Actually, it's a crime against all fashion in general, regardless of your identity. The number 1 fashion crime in Star Trek goes to Quark as Lumba. Now, I know what you're going to say. He's in disguise. Yes, I understand. He's pretending to be a female Ferengi. But that does not excuse these fashion choices. If anything, it makes these fashion choices worse. Because this is what he believes female Ferengi should be wearing. And now I think I understand why the Ferengi culture preferred nudity. Because yikes. Even if I try to look past the beads and the sparkles and the danglies, I get distracted by the colors. It's all the colors. All of them together. It's like an oil slick in Rainbow Bright's homeland. Then there's the ear jewelry. Now, maybe this would work if we're actually on a female Ferengi. But Quark, this look isn't working for you in either gender sphere. And if that's what you were going for, then congratulations, you won. Because this is the worst outfit I've ever seen. You couldn't give me a bar of latinum to put that on. It's hideous. It's a menace. And I fear for the future of Ferengi fashion. Just take my gold-pressed latinum to get it away from here. Now, we only had 10 slots on this list, but I want to leave you with a few honorable mentions. First off, Dr. McCoy, as seen in Star Trek, the motion picture, aka his hippie phase. Now, the reason why this didn't make it onto the list was because honestly, he kind of pulls it off. It kind of works for him. Granted, it looks like he's ready to go to a Bee Gees concert and not the Med Bay, but who doesn't like a doctor with a groovy style? The beard is something else entirely. But the gold chain, the belt buckle, the rings? Bones, are you a doctor or are you a fashion icon? And our honorable mention runner-up, Captain Picard in his loungewear. Or as I like to call it, his short shorts. I mean, they're kind of cute, right? Looks like he should be lounging by the beach, but hey, it's Captain Picard. As far as I'm concerned, he can make any outfit so. Once again, thank you for joining me on this nerdy fashion adventure. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. And don't forget to tune in next time when I go through the more feminine fashion faux pas of Star Trek. As always, live long and prosper.